Hello, today I am going to tell a story called God's Food. God is, the somebody who lives up in heaven. You pray to God, oh please God help me type of thing, God. And food is like something to eat. So the title is God's Food. Anyway, many years ago, I think it was in Germany, there were two sisters. Sisters is like, the girl, sister, boy, brother. Two sisters. There was an older sister and a younger sister. This older sister was very rich. She was very wealthy. She had lots of money, and she was married to a very rich man. But this sister didn't have any children. She had no children. But this younger sister, she was a widow. Widow means her husband died, and so she didn't have a husband. She was a widow, and she had 5 children. But because she didn't have a husband, and she was a widow, she was very poor. And so she was very poor. She couldn't buy any food, and so she could not satisfy her children's need. For example, her children wanted to eat something, but she didn't have any food, so she could not satisfy her children's hunger. One day, because she really needed, in her need means because she needed. In her need, she went to her older sister's house, and she said, "Sister, I need your help. I am very poor. My husband died. I'm a widow, and I have no money. And now we have no food at home. My 5 children are starving. My 5 children are very hungry. Would you please give me a mouthful of bread?" A mouthful. Yeah, this is a mouth, and this is nose, eyes, yeah, mouth. Mouthful means, one mouthful. A mouthful of food so that my children will not be too hungry. But her sister was a very rich woman, but she was very nasty. She was a very cold woman, and her heart was very hard, not soft, hard. Her heart was as hard as a stone. And so she said, "No, I have nothing in my house to give you." And she said, "Go home. I have nothing to give you. Go home, get out of my house." She drove her away. Drive away is not to drive, no. Drive somebody away means go. She drove her sister away. Her sister was very sad and went home. Soon after that, this older sister's husband came home. Her husband came home, and he said, "Hello, I am very hungry. I'd like to eat some bread." And so this husband went to the kitchen, and he took out a loaf of bread, and he took a knife, and he cut the bread. He made the first cut. When he made the first cut, the first time he cut, when he made the first cut, oh no, red blood came out of the bread. Out flowed red blood, means red blood came out of the bread. It flowed. Flow is like the river, the water flows. The red blood flowed out of the bread. The husband was surprised. He said, "What is this?" And then the older sister explained about what had happened before he came home. He talked about her sister. She talked about her sister. She said, "Well, my sister was here, and she wanted me to give her some bread, but I refused. I said no, and I drove her away." And then her husband said, "Oh no, you can't do that." He said, "I will take this bread, or new bread, and bring it to her." So he went outside with a loaf of bread, and he ran to this younger sister's house. he hurried to go to his wife's sister's house. He knocked on the door. There was no answer. So he opened up the door and he entered. Enter means he went in. He goes in. He entered the house. There he saw the woman. He found the woman. The woman was praying. Praise. It's not play. Plays like you play tennis or you play baseball. But this one is pray. She was praying to God. When he came in, he saw 3 older children. Because she had 5 children, maybe 10 years, 8 years, 7 years, and 3 years and 4 or 5 2-year children, year-old children. But the eldest 3 children, they were dead on the floor. 3 children were already dead. The woman had 2 young babies in her arms, and she was praying to God. And so the husband came and said, the oldest sister's husband came and said, I am so sorry. Here, please have this bread. He offered the bread. The younger sister said, no, thank you. We no longer need the bread. She said, God has already answered our prayers. He has already taken care of 3 of my children. My children are not hungry anymore because God took them to heaven. When she said that, when the children whom she was carrying, they died too. And then when she saw 2 more children died, her heart broke. And then she died too. The end.